Okay. So welcome back to the last session of this year's conference, The Futures of Code Politics 2, Technologies of Radical Care. Before we start, I'd like to draw your attention to a few logistic things. Please wear your masks during the sessions to protect you, others, our artists and guests, and team, of course. And there will be a German audio description of the performance. Subtitles will be added later to the recording, like in the stream on YouTube. We just had an amazing, powerful panel on abolishing the child welfare system and its algorithms, moderated and curated by Khadija Abdurrahman. And I think it has impressively illuminated how government institutions of so-called care are always implemented in systems of oppression as settler colonialism, racism, capitalism, cis-hetero patriarchy, and why under these circumstances it does not help just to reform these institutions or technologies, and that we need a radical transformation of social economic conditions, and this transnationally or transgeographically, if that is a word. So technologies in general, that's for me what I learned at this conference, whatever we understand as a technology, are always happening, emerging, functioning in relation to people, to the geographies they are living in and caring for each other. And there's a German term like of the political left or feminist left, like das Private ist politisch, the private is political. And I would say also technologies are always political. And this year was a space where scientists, artists, activists, reclaimed that in such manifold ways and asked about technologies and processes to collectively build societies of radical care. So big round of applause for you, for our guests, It was really such a great experience. And please rewatch the sessions on YouTube, watch or rewatch them. And they're all available. So back to now, sorry, I was always struggling with these cards. What I was saying, I'm very much looking forward to the performance by Neve, ZiqueBeast, you. But before that, again, card struggle, I'd like to invite Lena Kollender, one of the initiators and founders, to the stage for a short thank you, goodbye speech or thing. So, Lena, come here. Quickly.
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to do that now before the grand finale of our 2.5 days conference, and didn't want to end the applause that Neve will hopefully get from you all by stepping in again. So I just wanted to thank you, Shada, Kurt, for the brilliant moderation of our 2.5 days conference. And also, again, Khadija Abdurrahman, Grayson Brillmeyer, Joanna Varon, and Lucia Egania, who co-curated this event. And of course, we wouldn't have been able to do all of this with the very important work of all the speakers, artists, and interpreters that joined us here live and remotely. And I really appreciate a lot how much trust and generosity you brought into this place and vulnerability you shared with us over these 2.5 days, so thank you very much for that. Of course, another big thank you goes out to those who were unable to join us here this weekend, but helped to shape some of the panel discussions that we had, which is Alice Wong, Panthea Arabeshi, and Victoria Copeland. Thank you to you as well. Of course, a big thank you to the team of the International Summer Festival and to our PR team, to Clarotte, who created the graphics that we see here, to our production team lead, To all the translators that do so much invisible work in the background and the live captioners, to Caroline Jüngst, who will provide the audio description now, to the technical team of P1, this is a very big thank you for so many long shifts and hard work and dedication to this, to our online host Sophie Blomen, our stage manager Finja Slim, and of course to our funders, Fonds Darstellende Künste aus Mitteln der Beauftragten der Bundesregierung für Kultur und Medien im Rahmen von Neustadt Kultur, Nemetschek Stiftung, Hans-Böckler Stiftung und Wikimedia Deutschland. Thank you. And last but not least, thank you, dear audience, for being with us and sharing this space over 2.5 days, despite the very nice sunny weather outside. Thank you.
Thank you, Lena. I would also thank you personally, you and also Lorena Jaume Palassi, the second initiator and curator who couldn't be here this weekend. Yeah, for your trust and your collaboration. It was really great working with you. Yeah, and yeah, I don't want to repeat all the things you said. Just also thank you, of course, the Kampnagel team, also the service staff in the restaurant, to the cleaning workers and everyone who's working here. And we don't see you at providing us with food and clean toilets and everything we need just to exist here. So, yeah. Okay, one last thank you. Many thanks also to you, the audience and the viewers on the stream, like for asking questions, maybe also questioning yourselves. And yeah, it was a great experience also for me, like sharpening thoughts and thinking about things and breathing kind of a radical new caring world. And I wished my work was always like that. So yeah. But now I want to leave the stage to the big finale, the performer Neve, Mazique-Bianco. And I don't want to leave the stage to you before introducing you, of course. Neve is a multigender, multiracial, multiply disabled, multidimensional, multidisciplinary terpsichorean artist of the stage, street, field, stream, and screen. They are an indigenous African who grew up in Lenape country and is now living in Duwamish and Coast Salish lands and traveling wherever they have access and invitation. Neve is a 2020 Pina Bausch Fellow, a 2022 ARC Artist Fellow, and now a 2022 Disability Futures Fellow. And I will now repeat that in German. Neve ist eine multigender, multiracial, multiply disabled, multidimensionale, multidisziplinäre, terpsichoreanische Künstlerin auf der Bühne, der Straße, auf dem Feld, dem Strom und dem Bildschirm. Neve ist eine indigene Afrikanerin, die im Land der Lenape aufgewachsen ist und jetzt in den Ländern der Duwamish und Coast Salish lebt und überall hinreist, wo Neve Zugang und eine Einladung erhält. Neve ist Pina Bausch Fellow, aus dem Jahre 2020, ARC Artist Fellow 2022 und neuerdings auch Disability Futures Fellow 2022. It's such a pleasure to have you here, Neve, with your performance You, curated by, or Neve was invited by Grayson Brillmeyer, part of our curators team. So now that's all for now. And now I leave the stage to Neve ZiqueBeast.
to sing good, baby, sing to me. Sing like you're the cavalry. Sing like you're the belle and queen. Sing good, baby, sing to me. It wasn't what we wanted and it wasn't for free. Now all my skin is raised and marks of question on me. So sing good, baby, sing to me. You have to sing good, baby, sing to me. Sing like you're the cavalry. Sing like you're the fucking queen. Sing good, baby, sing to me. It wasn't what we wanted and it wasn't for free. My grief, it aches like a bird I raised, you winged fire in me. So sing good, baby, sing to me. You have to sing good, baby, sing to me. Sing like you're the cavalry. Sing like you're the belle and queen. Sing good, baby, sing to me. It wasn't what we wanted and it wasn't for free. Now all my skin is raised and marks of question on me. So sing good, baby, sing to me. You know what to do. You have ways of reaching me. You grow celluloid in my aviary and come to reclaim truth. Every time I think I'm dying, I remember fingers, fur, and hue. Fingers are for flying, fur is for the ground. Hue is a color, the inside of my mouth, when I sing out loud. So sing good, baby, sing to me. Sing 'cause you're the cavalry. Sing 'cause you're the belle and queen. It wasn't what we wanted and it wasn't for free. But sing good, baby, sing to me. 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 anyone has any questions or comments, I think we have time, so I wanted to open it up to that if that's allowed. We didn't discuss it. I'm surprising y'all. Questions? Fraga?
I'm loud. I'll always take the mic. Thank you. Is this on? Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for that. This is like a very me question, but I guess when I was listening to the song, I was thinking about, I thought just usually songs are sung to babies and to make these demands of the baby. And so I was wondering, what does war and monarchy mean in this context as a demand to the baby that you're asking to sing?
Yeah, so that's a great question. And for me, the baby is not a child necessarily, although it is definitely a lullaby kind of feeling. I think I was interested in reaching for a sense of triumph and entitlement to contact, that I think both of those groups, the cavalry and the queen, and also the sound of the bell, which is like notifying people of something happening of importance, there's a certain sense of demand, as you say, in that. And so I was thinking about flipping it and asking that the person who is singing is making a demand. So I'm like encouraging them to demand space even when all you have to sing about is grief and a loss of connection, as opposed to a triumph or a crowning or some kind of recognized accomplishment. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I just wanted to follow up on that and see if you feel comfortable maybe speaking a little bit about your inspiration and your thinking around this performance.
Yeah. So originally when I was creating this performance, I was thinking about romance as a technology of care. And then I got kind of fixated on this idea of care and who receives care, especially during a pandemic, and how disabled people have been so isolated. And I mean, we were isolated in some ways before the pandemic and even more so during it now. And I've really come out of this place of feeling very starved for touch. And starved for proof of love in a way. And so what I did was I asked several of my friends to improvise a hand dance based around how they would like to express care to me. Specifically. So I said, how do you want to, and some of them, they're not, actually most of them are not performers. So they were like, what do you want me to do? They're like, I go hold my hands like this. Yeah, that's it. I'm like, well, like if you were to abstract the idea of how you show care, what would that look like? Like it can look like fidgeting, it can look like touching one place, it can look like moving your hands over a table or something like that. So that was the prompt that I gave to my friends. And then I actually wrote the song because I kept singing to my cat. I kept singing, sing good baby, sing to me, because I call my cat good baby. So the song is sort of to my cat. That's a secret that you all get to know now. It's not a secret anymore. Yeah, so I wrote the song sort of for my cat, but that's not all of whom I was thinking about when I wrote it. I was really thinking about this feeling of loneliness and grief and isolation, and what does the shape of a sort of both, I I don't want to say paternalistic, but both like almost parental feeling as well as almost romantic feeling, because those cross over in music a lot, I feel like, how we call people baby, how a song like that could be about really abundant, loud, grief and isolation. Like, how can touch and contact and connection compete with this feeling also of grief and loneliness and isolation, and how can I make it a tactile thing? So those are some of my inspirations around it. Yeah, thank you.
Is there someone?
Yeah, but
Yeah. Well, I just don't want to take up more space. If there's somebody else, that's fine.
No problem. Thank you. I was just curious, I was wondering why you moved away from this original idea of doing something on romance, as you said, which is, you mentioned it also before the performance, so I was just curious, so why nothing about romance?
Well, so I've been thinking a lot about friendship and how there are romantic friendships and maybe friendships that are not romantic. And I have really centralized romance in my life, not in terms of romantic relationships, but just in terms of whimsy and fancy and fairy tale and beauty, thinking about romance in those ways. So in those ways, I feel like romance is still present in what I'm doing, because I approach all of my work with a certain amount of like side eye and sensuality, and so I feel like there is something there is a way that I'm always romancing my audience and myself, but really what drew me away from it was when I was writing the song and when I was thinking about what movements I was drawn to making and how I felt like even opening the dance, I was like, oh my God, I feel like I need to be in the fetal position. I feel sad. This is very vulnerable, but I'm going through a divorce. And so my inspiration was not in this very like generous, effusive place that it was in when I originally proposed the idea. And it's interesting because I was still going through those things when I proposed the idea, but I proposed the idea as a way to fight that feeling. And I think what ended up happening was I decided to embrace the feelings that I was having. And I was like, okay, well, I guess how can my own holding of my grief and my loneliness and isolation be an act of care and also be an act of romancing myself, because I'm taking time with myself, because I am trying to find beauty in what I'm experiencing. So I moved away from it and I didn't. But yeah, I appreciate that question. Thank you.
I guess I'll ask another question. It seems to me like there's a lot of vulnerability in this performance. And also just like in this time of pandemic, because the pandemic is ongoing, it's not over. So if you could just speak a little bit about like vulnerability as in the process of creating this piece, but also in the performance itself, and even right now, like sitting there. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you for that. I struggle with vulnerability all the time because I feel like it's how I live all the time. Like sometimes I am a very generous person. I am a very open person. And so I often feel like I'm, as they say, like wearing my heart on my sleeve in just how I interact with people, because I'm very open about liking people. I'm very open about wanting to connect with people. So I feel like I'm often vulnerable in my affect. And then I also make work that is vulnerable. And I think like being in a body that is a Black body, an Indigenous body, a disabled body, a queer and trans body, I'm vulnerable to harm in the world, as well as available for moments of really pure, beautiful interaction and joy. So it's like I create work that is really vulnerable and permeable and invites interaction and introspection and connection, because I know that to be open is to invite in what I want. It just unfortunately means that I also can be like a raw wound sometimes, because I'm inviting in things that I want, and that means that I'm also sometimes open to things that I don't want, or so I think the way that I mitigate that is by making work that is, in addition to being vulnerable, is also comforting to me, and can be a way to comfort and care for myself. So I'm better at striking that balance now in my work than I used to be. When I was younger, I would be like, oh, I'm just gonna like drive into my trauma like straight into a lake or something. And now I'm a little bit like, okay, maybe I wanna couch this in a metaphor a little bit more. Maybe I wanna shape it differently so that it's safer for me. So I think a lot about like, how can my own extreme vulnerability still be safe for me and still be sustainable for me? Yeah, I don't know if I answered your question, but yeah, thank you.
I mean, we could just keep it black. I could ask more questions. We could ask more questions. Someone go. What? Oh, I thought you were reading it. You want it? Oh, yes. Thank you. I'm gonna take up space with you too. Could you talk more about this line, have ways of reaching me, you grow celluloid in my aviary? Because I heard that and I was like, does this feel good? Where is this? Do we kind of get celluloid there? Could you talk a little bit more about what that lyric means?
I like to play with language, so sometimes I know what I mean and sometimes I don't. I was actually really interested. I was just, okay, so celluloid, I'm thinking about movies and film and the celebrity of being in film and all these things. And then for aviary, it's like a bird house, a house of birds. And so I was interested in just, again, like flipping the idea, because I was like, what would seem like the most organic choice would be to like put birds and put nature back into technology and film in that way. And so I was like, well, what is it like? I personally, as a disabled person, don't always find all of the access that I need in nature and in these states of like natural beauty. Sometimes I need an aspect of technology in order to make things accessible for me. So I was thinking about, what does it mean to like organically grow technology in a space that is both beautiful and not always accessible. So that was and also it's just, like sometimes I'm just doing poetic stupidness, so it's like it's both of those things. It felt fun to write and fun to say, and then yeah, I think that was what I was thinking about.
No, I'm passing.
You're like, I'm passing back and forth. I feel like I am ready to walk away.
Thank you so much, Neve.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.